Everybody, this is Mike, KO4PDI. Let's verify I'm live everywhere I'm supposed to be. Refresh that screen. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, I got some fun stuff we're working on. I survived the storm. Thank you for asking, but you didn't ask, but I'm telling you anyway. What you're looking at here is a beautiful shot from my roof camera looking at my tower. If you look at my Facebook page, you'll see there's a nice sunset image shot from this camera. And I made sure that I put it in a good spot so you get to see it. When I track the satellites, I zoom in on the camera. But we're not doing that right now. Tonight, we're just got my podcast, and we're going to have a good time tonight just talking about all kinds of stuff. For instance, I just went through 4 days with no power and ran on a generator. That's not bad. It's wonderful that I have my generator. I installed a soft start on my air conditioning system, so it only draws 20 amps when it comes on. And as a result, I was able to be comfortable the entire time, even though after the storm, it got kind of cool out. It was actually, this morning I went on a bike ride. It actually was a little bit chilly. So can you guys hear me okay? I hope everybody hears me and everything's good. Give me a little note in the chat. You can chat right over here. I'll put the link there. If anybody is interested in joining me live, you're welcome to come right now. And I am streaming on StreamYard, so all you got to do is click on that. Hey, my good friend Roger, KV4 India, Kilo Victor 4 India from Lake County, Florida. He's on here. He's watching me from YouTube. Roger, if you want to come on, you want to click on the link, you're more than welcome to join me. What happened to it? The link disappeared. I thought I put it up there. Let me do it again. Oh, it's going on YouTube. It's not going. Oh, there it is. It went on StreamYard also. Anyway, tonight I figured I'd talk to you about a couple of things that were going on. I am in the process of fixing all the cables to my tower, trimming them out and making them more neat on the back of my house so it's not ugly. And I needed to find out, and I talked to Chuck at ABR Industries, what was the best way to put. He gave me the PL259s to put on the end of the cable, and I haven't done it yet. The main reason was I didn't have a crimper big enough to crimp them on. Now I do. This literally came to my door 10 minutes ago from Amazon. It has multiple dies, so you get all different size crimps you can do with this crimper. It's probably one of the best built crimpers I've ever had. And I believe this largest one here, that's the one I'll be using on the LMR 400. He also turned me on to a cute little wire stripping gadget. This little guy, this gadget and this crimper will be in my Amazon store. I think this already is. Jonard Tools CST 1900. This is for stripping coax. And you can cut the sheath off the coax without nicking the braid with this. It is absolutely the coolest little gadget. I wish I had one of these when I worked for the phone company. This would have been great. And how it works is, I'll push this up and try to get it close. You see in the center of this gray wheel, there's a little blade sticking up. See that? So what you do is you turn this wheel so it's sticking out the thickness of the sheath that you want to slit. All right? Then you crimp this on the wire and just rotate it around the wire like this, and it cuts it. Now you say to yourself, that's really good, but sometimes it's really hard to pull that sheath off. Well, at that point, all you do is you turn this a quarter of the way around, so it actually turns the blade inside. See, the blade is horizontal, and when I turn it this way, you can't see it anymore because you're looking through the blade. What you do is you do that, and then you pull this along the thing, and it literally slits the outer shell of the LMR 400 or whatever. And hey, 75 ohm ham came here. All right. Here off and on, probably need to watch most later. Okay, Roger, no problem. We got my good friend Alan here. That's what he said. Good Good to see you, Alan. We also got my friend Don Clementi is watching via the link. Good to see you, Don. So if you want to work on the LMR 400 and put crimp on connectors on, this is the crimper you need, and this is the wire stripper you need. And Alan's watching me going, I want that. Will it do 75 ohm wire? Yes, it will do 75 ohm wire also, if you want to put crimp connectors on it. So let me tell you about the storm. Hurricane Milton. Do you know, when I was a kid, all the hurricanes had girls' names, which was so much more appropriate. A sexist would say, as Greg Gutfeld would do. But all the hurricanes had girls' names, and that was great. I'll get those when he buys a better pair. Okay, whatever. So, anyhow, no, you're not going to get these. These I'll be having for a long time, Alan. Anyway, so Hurricane Milton came by. Well, first of all, we had Hurricane Helene 2 weeks ago, and then last week we had Hurricane Milton. And if you talk to my prepper friends, or if you talk to my former military friends, they'll tell you it was all planned and it was all done intentionally. There's a reason why North Carolina got hit, and there's a reason why Florida got hit. And I don't necessarily adhere to that theory. I think it's possible, but I don't adhere to it, that it was designed to be that kind of weather. Oh, what do we got here? Thanks for the help with AC log during the last live feed. Don't remember who made the suggestion, are adding a prop and sat names, but thanks. You know, Roger and I, what Roger's talking about is we had a nice discussion in the last live feed I did about AC log. It's a great little program, and I downloaded it, and I loaded my entire log from, I synced it with QRZ. I have not even scratched the surface on that, Roger. I would love to do a podcast with you, Roger, some night where you can display it on your computer and show me how you use it, and maybe I'll then start using that as well. There are a million different logging programs out there. The ones I've seen that I like the best are the log on the SAT box, makes it super easy to save all your contacts, and also Hammers. If you're doing POTA or something like that, Hammers is invaluable. It works great on an iPad, works on a MacBook. It works on everything. Very good program. AC Log, when I opened up AC Log, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, Roger, when I opened AC Log, I felt like it was 1995 again, and I was on a Windows 256 color computer. It was the most boring screen I've seen in my life, with more crap everywhere. I couldn't find my way up if you paid me. So I'm looking to learn from it, and you can let me know. We got into this is an international feed right now. We got Scotland on the line. How you doing there, Lumi? Yeah, I don't know how to say that. it's a Scottish thing, I would imagine. Too bad Sean Connery's not around to tell me what that means. I'm joking. Don't take it personal. Where's Andy Cowley when you need him? Andy, I'd love to get you on this podcast. So use the StreamYard link and come join us. I would love to have you. Have your people talk to my people. We can talk more about AC Log. Oh, okay. Ian. All right. Now I know how to say your name. It's Ian. Nice to meet you, Ian. Welcome aboard. I love having new people here. Andy Cowley likes to come on here every now and then, although I know it's later. It's later up there in the Great Britain and in Scotland. It's a bit later in the evening, probably about 10, 11 o'clock at night or thereabouts. Am I correct? Yeah, I think I am. Anyway, we got 75 ohm ham. That's my buddy Alan. Thank him for the tower. Now, I thought I would show you guys a few things, how I dealt with the storm. So I'm going to jump over to this screen here. There's my tower, how it normally stands. It's now 50 feet high. That little black thing halfway up, that's a camera, believe it or not. Actually, that's a solar panel to power the Canon camera. Ian wants to know if I can work Scotland on a satellite. Yes, if IO 117 was working, no problem. It would just be packet radio, but it would work. However, there are not many satellites that have a footprint big enough to hit both the United States and Great Britain. So, yeah, that tower is awesome. I agree. That's the guy that gave me the tower. He helped me put it together, but then I did everything on it. I had the concrete put in. I got 4,000 pounds of concrete at the base. People say, well, what about the wind? Would the wind knock it down? Well, for the wind, we do something about that. I'll show you what we do about that. I'm going to switch pictures here, and I will get it up on the screen. Well, first of all, this was my first intro to, what's the word I'm looking for? This is my first intro to Hurricane Milton, this. And you know the cone of uncertainty. You know what that is, right? That the storm could appear anywhere within that cone. Well, if I'm on the edge of that cone, I don't worry too much. But if you notice, the center of that cone runs right through my house. And I knew I was getting hit. One way or the other, I was going to get hit. So what do you do about that? Well, you got to do something about it. So what I did is I took my beautiful tower that was in the sunset that you got to enjoy. There it is right there, the tower with the sunset around it. And I said to myself, well, I'm going to have to lay this sucker down. So let me get to the right picture I want to show you. I laid it down. Now this picture, this is what's really interesting. When you look at this picture, there's the tower horizontal, laying down. You can see where the antenna are right there, right? And if I go back a picture, oh, that's me having a wonderful, delicious shake. Oh, there's my mom and her girlfriend back in the 40s. Where is, all right, I got to find this picture, the one I want you to see. Where is it? Oh, here it is. This is a good one. All right, so this picture here, if you look at this picture, what you can see is the tower is leaning over. You could see the hinges on the bottom, right? That's my 160-meter end fed laying on the ground. And on the other side in the tree is my 80-meter off-center fed is laying in the tree because they go to that cross arm up on top right there. And you see the ladder, and you see this little plant right here? Notice this was how much water was already in my yard before Hurricane Milton arrived, okay? And then Hurricane Milton arrived. And what happened then? Here it is again. This is the water when it's low, okay? This is the water has not risen yet. This is where it was before Hurricane Milton even got to me, which is not too odd. We had about 6 inches of rain, and this is a floodplain back here. This fills up when it rains. This is where the runoff goes to, okay? So that was where the runoff went to. And now I'm going to show you how high the water got. Okay, remember the little flower pot? Remember the flower pot that's sitting up on the stump? Look at how high the water came. Holy crap, I'm going to drown. But here you go. This is how high the water got. And let me tell you, that water was moving. You didn't want to walk out there. Right where the flower pot is here, it's about 2.5 feet deep. You go 3 feet past it, and it's about 5 feet deep, the water here. You can see these trees are half covered over here. This filled up fast, and with total, we had 16 inches of rain. So we had 10 inches of rain from Milton after we had 6 inches of rain from the regular rainstorms that were hitting us before Milton. So that'll give you an idea of how much water was actually in my backyard. The good news is it never reached my pool. It never reached my house, and everything was fine. So, hey, Dale came to the game. I'm safe, Dale. Yes, W5DSL. Ian saying, full fast, did it travel across the water? The antenna did not move. If you notice, I thought where I had the ladder was pretty safe. I didn't think the water was going to reach the ladder, and it did. It reached the bottom of the ladder. And I was like, please, dear God, don't undermine that ladder and make it fall. So then I wanted to put the preamps back on the antenna, right? Because I had taken the preamps off thinking I wasn't going to need them. So look where the antenna, where the tower is, and where the Yagi antennas are for the satellites over here. You see this? This is where I got to put the preamps. Well, even after the water receded, there was still water under here. I still can't get to it. So I'm going to have to wait for the place to dry up a little bit more before I actually go out there and put back the, actually not put back, Yeah, put back the preamps on there. So anyway, that tower was incredible, Alan. Thank you so much for the tower. By the way, you see the little two bird feeders over here? Never even put them away. They didn't even blow away in the storm. So the wind wasn't that great. We had some big gusts, 50 mile an hour, but most of the time it was maybe 30 miles an hour. If you notice all the trees behind my house, the wind was coming from the northeast, and they blocked the wind from hitting my house. So it protected me, and I didn't lose a shingle. Everything was fine. Everything came out just fine. So, but you get an idea of how severe it was because of the fact all the water in the backyard. All right, so anybody want to come on with me, you're more than welcome to come on. We were going to talk about the crimper, the wire stripper, and preparedness for storms. I'm really bummed out he dropped off. But I had a guy here in town. Let me just put it this way. If you need help and you call me and say, Mike, can you help me? I'm there. As long as I'm not in trouble. There are people who think the world is out to get them. And they think everything like this that happens is a personal attack on them. Well, it's not. This storm was coming, whether or not it liked you or didn't like you, it didn't matter. It was coming. We knew it was coming for a week, and I prepared. I filled up all my gas cans on Sunday. Most people waited till Monday or Tuesday to do it. The storm was going to hit us Wednesday night. So Sunday, I am out filling up my gas cans. I had 20 gallons of gas cans, and I had 8 gallons of gas in the generator already. So I do that ahead of time. I make sure that I'm prepared. I test my generator every month and a half. I hook it up to the house and I run it for a half hour. So the week before we got hit with Milton, I had done that. So I knew the generator was going to work. I put the soft start system on my air conditioning system so that I can run my air conditioner. Stay tuned to this channel. In the future, there may be a discount code to pick up one of these specialty little items. I'm working with the company that made the soft start to see if I can get an affiliate code for my friends and family. And don't you guys forget, very important, EMP Shield. You can put that on your house, protect you against an EMP attack. EMPshield.com, use my code HAMFUN, get 20% off. ABR Industries, which is one of the major sponsors of my channel, turn me on to this little wire stripper and turn me on to this crimper. ABR Industries is a great company, and the code is ABR10 HAMFUN, and you get 10% off anything you purchase at ABR Industries. Ham Radio Prep, use the code HAMFUN, get 10% off the cost of any course you buy. What else? There's a whole bunch of affiliates I got. I'm working on another one called SLNT. They were supposed to be in effect, but they haven't been working. And I'm going to continue to work to get affiliations. I am only about 236 people away from 1,000 people on YouTube. So, man, if you can promote my channel to other people, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm this close to 1,000. I need about 240. Let's see, what is he asking here? Mike, just now I have bad wind. You're passing it, or it's outside blowing on your house? I don't know what that means. How fast did it travel across the water? How fast did what travel across the water? A storm? The storm went pretty quick. We had it for about 8-10 hours. We had heavy wind and rain, and then it died down. We did have some real heavy wind. Trees came down on my street. Power lines were knocked down on my street. This time, thank God, no telephone poles got knocked down. So we're happy about that. And FPL did come out. But getting back to being prepared, if you were ever a Boy Scout, that was one of the first things they teach you, be prepared. Nothing's saying we're going to have an EMP attack or something like that. But if it does happen, wouldn't it be better to have something ready to go? I actually have 60 days of non-perishable food stored in my house. I have, I have my generator that I always keep 20 gallons of gas plus what's in the generator at all times. So if the crap hits the fan, I'm ready. I put the soft start on the system so I could use my in-house air conditioning. Why is that important? Normally, a central air system will draw about 80 amps when it kicks in and it starts up. Well, a generator can't handle that load. It'll just stall it out. So that's bad. You don't want that to happen. So by putting this box on there, it separates the fan and the compressor that starts them at different times. So it never draws more than 20 amps, and most generators can handle 20 amps. So that's why I put that on my house. Another prepared, because I've been here when we didn't have power for 5 days and had to lug a portable air conditioner in a window, and it's horrible. And you get one room that's somewhat cooler than the rest of the house. But Florida, I am telling you, air conditioning is not a luxury in Florida. Air conditioning is a necessity. And, it could be a life-threatening situation if I lose all power and have no way to get my air conditioner running. I don't know. It might not be good for my body. So that's why I want to be prepared. And to be prepared means weeks ahead of time. If you need help, ask for help. I am a recovering codependent. What's that? Well, when I got divorced, people said, well, now you can do what you like to do. That at your divorce, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, well, I don't know what I want to do. And they said, well, you like to go fishing. No, I really don't like going fishing. I used to go fishing because my friend Bo went fishing. And I hung out with him. I liked hanging out with my friend Bo. Well, you could do this. And no, I was never really into that. I was always my father's son, my mother's son, my boss's employer. What else? I was my girlfriend's boyfriend. I didn't have an identity of my own. So I needed to work on that. And I did. And I worked on it hard. And what I found is I was being really nice to people, except at a detriment to myself. I got a raccoon trying to eat my deer corn out in the backyard. He just found it. Let him. Anyway, what I had to do was figure out who am I? What am I? What do I like? What do I want to do? I didn't need to be somebody else's thing, whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, father. What I had to be me, and I had no idea who me was. So it took me years of therapy working on that to figure that out. And what I learned was nobody's perfect. Nobody has the ability to do everything on their own. If you ever listen to the song YMCA, one of the most important lines is that form is nobody does it all by themselves. Everybody has help, and it's okay to ask for help, but not to do it without being asked. If you need help with something, ask somebody. If I can do it, I will be there. If I can't, I'm going to tell you I can't. I'm going to be doing a podcast tomorrow night for my pastor. She wants to start a podcast about abuse. And her first guest is going to be her mom. And they're going to talk about the abuse her mom suffered under her father and how her mother finally got out of it. But she doesn't really have a way to do a podcast. So I told her, I will do everything. I'll bring the cameras. I'll bring my computer. I'll bring everything myself. This way, you just talk about the substance of your podcast, because I have experience doing podcasts now, and I know how to get it up in the air and running. So on that note, let's get off the soapbox and talk about ham radio. So what are you guys doing for ham radio? What are you enjoying? I do need to put my preamps back on my antennas because I have a very hard time hearing RS-44 now without them. I hear it pretty good with them, but I still don't have them all the time. So I need to work on getting those preamps back up. So I'm hoping it dries out a little bit in the backyard. I could actually show you what's going on right now in the backyard if I switch cameras. I'll do that, and then I'll bring the picture up on the screen for you. Let's go over here and go to the SAP pass. Now we'll go to antenna. There it is. Now that's the camera that's mounted on the tower, looking down into my backyard. The raccoon took off. He's not there anymore. The box that I feed the deer is right by my head, right behind my head. Let me go this way. See it? I put a little corn in there, and then the deer come in. They usually finish it by morning. But this is the backyard. This is a camera that's mounted on my tower. And Don Clementi's here twice. All right, he doesn't have his mic or his camera on, so I'm not going to bring him on. But you can see here, let me see if I can adjust this camera so you get a better view of the backyard. And you'll see there's still water down there. Come on, tilt up, camera. Tilt up. Come on. Come on. There it goes. It's taking it a while. Now it's going to go all the way up to the top. But you see where all those branches are and everything? The water's finally drying up a little bit. On the right here, you can see it's died down a little bit. Let's hope it stays down now. Hope we don't get any rain. It's been pretty cool and dry the last couple of days. The wind's blowing. I still got some debris back here. I cut the grass already once, but if you notice right where you see this line right here, that's as far down as I can go because this was all still underwater when I cut the grass. So maybe Saturday I'll get out there with the lawnmower and trim that up so you can see it better. So when I say be prepared, you know what I'm talking about. You can't just expect things always to work. You have to test and retest and do it over and over again and be prepared so that when the shit hits the fan, you're ready. What I have come to realize, and my motto in life is I am enough, I am where I am supposed to be, and I am loved. I'm enough in that today where I am, I deserve love just because I exist. I'm where I'm supposed to be. No matter what happens to me, any day of the week is exactly what was supposed to happen that day. And I'm loved. If I wasn't here, no matter how bad it gets, if I wanted to off myself, somebody would miss me. And I saw a really funny forget about it therapy, which is Italian therapy. I couldn't stop laughing. It was so, let me see if I can get it on the screen. I don't know if I get it on the screen, if you will be able to hear it, but we will be able to hear it with the microphones. I can hold my mic near it. Where are we? Is this the one? Where did I send it? Oh, I sent it to Jim. Let's go to Jim's chat. Here we go. And let me pause it. All right, you ready? You ready to have a good time and laugh? Let me restart this screen. I'll get it on the screen. This is forget a help. You ready? Here we go. I can't tell you how much I laughed at watching that. You got mental problems? Hey, are you effed in the head? Oh my God, that was so funny. I died laughing at that because I see every one of my relatives and all those people talking. What are you going to do? It is what it is. How many times have you heard that? Us Italians, we know how to fix anything with food too, by the way. If you have any problems, you eat a pizza. My mother, I took my mother home, and this is not a joke. This is really reality. I took my mother out for the most amazing Thanksgiving dinner one year. We get back to her little apartment, which was in the mother-daughter house that my brother built. And I get her back to the apartment. I'm getting ready to come home. I got about an hour drive home from there. And as I'm getting ready to leave, she looks at me and goes, G? I went, excuse me? G, did you eat? That's a word my mother invented. G, did you eat? Anyway, the funniest thing in the world, we just got done stuffing our faces. And she wants to give me something to take home. Just take a little something, take it home for the ride home. My mom, I love my mom to death. I love her. All right, here, what do we got Don saying here? Hey, Mike, I hear you. I maintained a Duramax 1200 for 4 years. I had some bad luck with Duramax and Hurricane Helene. In the shop in Edgewater, they're replacing the regulator and something else. Do I need an electrician to have a source start in the air exchanger? Actually, in your case, yes, you do. Hey, Iman came to the game. How you doing, Iman? And he's saying hi to Ziggy. And Don's here. This is Don's call sign, November 2, Mike Sierra Papa. That's Don. So Don's asking me, does he need an electrician to hook up the soft start? In your case, yes, because it's 4 wires, and if you screw it up, you destroy your system, and I highly suggest you get an electrician to do it. Do not ask a friend to do it. Don't ask me to do it. I won't do it because I don't want to take a chance and ruin your system. So keep that in mind. But yes, I'm working on getting a code to get a discount for my followers on the particular system I used. And if it comes through, probably by next week, I'll have that information. I can get back to you. I talked to them yesterday. They were very excited about possibly doing it. I said, I don't need you to give me money. I don't need you to actually sponsor my channel. All I want to do is get a discount code for my followers. And if I get you this discount code, let me tell you something. Go use it. Because here's what happens. For instance, with EMP Shield, if you buy something on EMP Shield and you use my code, not only do you get a discount of 20%, but I make 20% on the product. And so far, EMP Shield has been my most profitable affiliate. After that comes ABR Industries, been very popular, ABR. So keep that in mind. And if you want, when I get the code, I will give it to you. You guys will be the first ones to know, and you'll be able to get a discount on this product. And let me tell you something. Using your air conditioning in Florida is not a luxury. It's a necessity, because when it gets hot, you can't live without an air conditioner down here. It ain't like when we were kids and you just opened all the windows and turned on a fan. Because I remember that as a kid, laying on a bed naked like this, sweating my ass off, going, please, dear God, let me have a breeze. So yeah, you can't do that. But if you get the soft start, you will be able to run your air conditioner just like normal on a generator with no problems. Now, I wouldn't get a little Honda generator. You need something hefty. I got a 7,500 watt generator. So with that 7,500 watt generator, it didn't have a problem. It still gave a little hiccup every time the air conditioner kicked on. And I had to run that generator almost 4 days straight, which was, oof. It sucks getting up in the middle of the night trying to put gasoline in a generator in the dark. It's a pain. I tried to fill it up right before I went to bed. I tried to get enough sleep, but inevitably I'd wake up in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning and it's still dark out. So yeah. So yes, not only that, Don, if you get the soft start, like I'm going to be selling, hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, give me a week. If you get it, I know just the guy to install it for you. He's the guy that fixed my air conditioner. I had installed it on my air conditioner and I thought I did something wrong and my air conditioner wouldn't work. And it turned out at the exact same time I was installing this, that the copper pipes that go to the compressor shattered or broke and sprung a leak. And this guy came to my house on a Sunday afternoon, took time away from his family to come help me out and got me back on there started. And I asked him, because I had disconnected the soft start thinking I messed it up. And he said, no, you were out of refrigerant. So he put the refrigerant in, and I asked him, I said, for a couple extra bucks, would you hook up the soft start for me too? I already had all the connectors on it. He really didn't have to do anything much. So he did. He reconnected everything for me, and it's worked great ever since. And I can keep track of it on my phone, which is pretty cool. I could tell you how many amps it draws, how many times it's learning. So yeah, it worked out really good. So if you live in Florida, you live in a hurricane-prone area where you may get blackouts, and you're going to run a generator for your house power, this is an excellent thing to have on your system. All right, so I'll just leave it at that. All right, so do we have any other questions? Anybody got any questions about anything ham radio related? I tried doing the ISS this morning. I didn't get anywhere with it, but then I did it again this afternoon. I got 5 contacts. I did a live feed on that. You can go back and watch that. Don, I'm glad you made it. I invited a bunch of people to come on with us, but I guess they're all busy or doing other stuff, and they weren't able to make it. But Anyway, so we've been on for about 34 minutes. Anybody got something they want to say? Any questions you want to ask? My sat box is working great. My rotor's working great. I'm getting satellites. I'm running a lot of FT8. I'm making a lot of contacts on FT8 also. So having a good time with that. Look for me every morning on FT8. Usually I start around just before sunrise, and I'm usually on 40 meters trying to get DX contacts over in Europe or in Asia. And then I stay on most of the morning until I finish my second cup of coffee and breakfast, and then I get busy. Today, all right, Don, you take care. Thank you for coming. And yeah, thank you for coming, and get back often. All right, and get your camera working and your microphone on your computer, and you'll be able to get on here and talk with me. But you're more than welcome to come back anytime, Don. All right, so be prepared. That's an important thing. Buy good tools. I'm going to, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to go crimp on a couple of connectors on the end of a coax and see how this works. Because I tried it before and I didn't have the right size crimper, so it kind of made a mess. But between this slitter that Chuck at ABR Industries turned me on to, which you can get in my Amazon store, and this crimper, I'm going to have an easy time cutting off the XX coax outside and trimming it all out and making it nice and neat. Except I need a new box outside because mine is warped. I don't know how it got warped, but it's warped. So I got to work on that. And on that note, I think we're going to call it quits early tonight, folks, since nobody's around. I was hoping to get the Digital Rancher on here. He says 5 o'clock Central for him is tough. I said to him anytime between 5 and 6. His time, he's welcome to come on. So he's not here, though, so we'll leave it at that. And you guys, get out there and have fun with your ham radio. Pretty soon we're going to be doing Parks on the Air. Oh, as a matter of fact, this weekend is Support Your Parks weekend. It's a very good time to get out there and do some POTA. There'll be a lot of people out doing POTA. Even, take it easy, Greg. Greg says 73. Have a great night, Greg. Thanks for coming. We'll see you again on the birds. Me and Greg talk on the birds every now and then, which is great. Good to have you here. So 73, Greg, you take it easy. Be safe. We'll see you next week. I'm trying to line up guests for my podcast. If you know people that you would like to see on the podcast, or for instance, Roger, we're going to try to get Roger on here explaining AC log, I think it's called. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, and I can't work Scotland. Alan was asking me if I could work Scotland on a bird. No, only if it's like IO-117. IO-117 will be over Scotland and here at the same time. But the problem is it's very far between us, and not many satellites have a footprint the size of IO-117, because IO-117 is almost 1,000 miles up. The next closest satellite to IO-117 is RS-44, which is about 400 miles up. And then you got AO-07, which rarely works. I find it very hard to get that one. AO, yeah. Alpha Oscar 07B is the one I go to. So anyway, the good news is the storm's over. I'm okay. Didn't have any issues, and I'm happy about that. And what do we got here? You should hit MOYKS Simon in the UK, Mike. Try to do a show together, maybe. I would give him my information. I might want to work with him. That might be fun. I'm more than willing to have new people on here at any opportunity I get. So, Iman, if you know him, give him my information. Tell him to get in touch with me, and we'll work it out. We'll get him on the air. I don't want to make you think I know everything. I do not know everything. I am just as clueless on a lot of stuff as everybody is. What I do know is if I don't know how to do it, I'll find somebody who does and learn it. If I know somebody that does it, and or somebody that needs help with it, I'll work with them. Good. Simon's a great guy. That's his link. Okay, great. His link is M0. Is that M? Yeah, it's M0 Yankee Kilo Sierra. I'm going to go to QRZ right now. M0 Yankee Kilo Sierra. Simon Davison, amateur M0YKS. M0 is a lot of guys in Great Britain is M0. Yeah. All right. He's in Yorkshire, Bradford, Yorkshire, UK. Yeah, I'll send him an email or something, see what he's all about. Let's learn a little bit about Simon. He is Class A. What is Class A in Great Britain? Is that like extra, or is that a tech license in Great Britain? Iman, you would know that. What is Class A license in Great Britain? General license. Okay, so it's like our general. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Oh, it is the top one. Oh, okay. So like in our case, it would be equal to an extra then. That's what it would be if it's the top one. And you got a QSO party this weekend. Well, I just might jump on the old HF rig, the 7300, to try to get some of you guys out there. Look for me. I'll try to find you guys. Make sure you spot yourselves. Make sure you get spotted. He's also a YouTube guy. Wow, good to know. That's great to know there. I'm happy to hear that part too. Beautiful. Thanks, Iman, for the information. I'll go to subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. All right, that's it. I think we're done. Got nothing else today. If you guys got any questions, check out my Amazon store. I'll be putting this crimper and this stripper in the Amazon store, and you'll thank me for it. This crimper doesn't just come with these. There's multiple size templates you can put in here. This just happens to be the one for the LMR 400. I'll keep you posted on how it works out, because I had a crimper with that type of crimper, but it wasn't big enough. It would just squash the wire, so that was no good. So Greg knows him. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Greg knows him too. That's excellent. All right, boys and girls, thanks for coming. I'm going to end this quick tonight. We only did 42 minutes, but I'm okay with that. How about you? You're good with that? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know what I always say. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. At least not without me. Got that? 73, everybody. Take care.